week how the team wasn't kind of performing to their standard, but today kind of felt like things pieced together, especially on the mound. So how important was that for you guys to get to a start of this series?
It's really important. I think our guys obviously have been disappointed and frustrated, as we have, and everybody else, because the expectation at Southern Miss is to go out and win every game, and certainly that's what we practice and prepare to do. But we haven't been playing well enough to do that here of late, and for us to come out today and have a good game and in really all areas, I thought was really, really important. Another quality start out of Tanner and what he was able to do, covering 5 in the third. Really thought the biggest moment of the game was when we resumed play and bases loaded, 1 out. Cross Sibley takes the mound and induces the young man into a 6-4-3 double play. That was a huge momentum swing for us. A lot of big defensive plays today, especially outs at second base. We had one where they overslid. Lacey did a good job of holding the tag on. Their guy did a great job, a one-hop throw to get Dickerson, what was potential double. Blake Johnson did a great job on a back pick, which was a huge momentum swing for us there in a bunt situation. So defense certainly played into it as well as pitching, but I thought it was the big swings of Sarge. If we can get him going, that's going to be the key. And nobody feels for him more than I do. The guy's hit 37 home runs the last 2 years. He's hit 3. This year he struggled. Everybody knows that, but he's fighting to get out of it, and I was glad to see him get a couple of hits tonight and really do some good things at the plate.
He talked about how he's been watching the bullpen to kind of see the pitches. Can you just talk us through that?
Yeah, well, back I think it was the Valparaiso series when they threw a lefty on Sunday. Coach Creel took him down there, and one of our left-handed freshmen threw a bullpen and really had him standing in. And of course, Sarge followed up with a couple of home runs that day. And he and I had a visit the other day after UNO, and I talked to him about has he been doing that, continuing to do that, because it's a timing problem. It's being able to see the ball cleanly and clearly, and there's nothing that prepares you and helps you prepare for hitting more than just standing in and just getting the feel of being in rhythm, getting in time with the pitcher on the mound. And he's been doing that all week. He's standing in bullpens. He stood in today, and certainly I think that's going to be a big key in moving him out of what we call a slump and getting him back going. Certainly I thought the 2 hits today were reflective of his work and doing just that.
Were you maybe anxious to see how he would respond after not playing on Tuesday?
Yeah, I put him in the 4-hole. I mean, if we're going to be good, he's got to hit in the 4-hole. That's what he's done the last 2 years. I know he was hitting 143 or whatever it was coming into this game, but he's got a history of hitting and hitting in the middle of the lineup, and we have to have that presence there. And certainly if he starts doing that, then other guys behind him, in front of him, are going to start getting balls to hit too. So it all feeds off one another. So, at some point you just you got to say, go out there and get it done, man. I believe in you. I mean, you've shown it, and that's what we did today, right in the lineup out.
Yeah, Coach, another thing we talked about earlier this week is cutting down the walks and pitching staff. Felt like that was kind of accomplished today. So how did you and Coach Oz kind of work with the pitchers to establish that?
Well, that's Oz. That's not me. So I'm sure he's addressed it. Certainly he's very competitive. He was a pitcher himself, and he knows what self-inflicts on the mound and what gets you beat. And when his guys are doing that, he's certainly not happy, and they're going to hear about it. And everybody knows they're not trying to throw balls and walk people, but the attention to detail and being able to continue to develop and pound the zone, understand, don't run from the bat, go after the bat. That's a mentality that you got to have, and I'm sure that's what he preached to them after the weekend out at Texas State.
What was your take on Sibley's performance? And they started out strong. Is it just them putting good swings on him? Or?
Yeah, well, I think that's it exactly. Who knows how much that drizzling rain plays in. I think it plays in more against the pitcher than it does the hitter, in all honesty, just because he's got to grip that ball and he's got to throw strikes. If a hitter's patient and he just waits it out and he's able to do that, then he puts that guy in that advantage count for him. So, credit them. Like I said, 2 runs in the 9th inning. They didn't go away. They hit a big 2-run homer, and then the game ended on a great play by Reese Ewing that was not easy to make, I can assure you. If he doesn't make that play, then you know, we might not be standing here, we might still be playing, or the game might be over in another fashion. But he made the play, and those are things, when you're doing things right, you're going to make plays and you deserve to win.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, I'm sure it's safe to say the season has not gotten off to the start you would like, but I mean, how did it feel out there today? Obviously, you didn't play on Tuesday. I mean, was it just, did you need the break, or were you just seeing it well today?
Yeah, I just trust Coach Barry. That's the biggest thing. He just thinks that sometimes I need a mental break when I get sped up, and you know, he called me in his office and talked to me like it was nothing personal. I mean, I trust him. Like I said, I've said it from the beginning. I trust him with everything he does. And, you know, today, you know, we've been doing a thing where I've been watching our pitchers pitch when they throw their bullpens. I stand in to see the ball a lot, and Coach Barry really believes that that's what's the best for me. And we did that today before the game, and, you know, Coach Barry was really happy with the way that I've been trying to get the extra work in. And, you know, he has confidence in me. That's the biggest thing. I think Coach Barry's got the confidence, put me back where, you know, I've been for the past 2 years, and just kind of hopefully he's going to let me ride it out.
In your own opinion, was your confidence starting to lag heading into that first at bat?
You know, past games maybe a little bit. You know, I'm up and down, but the biggest thing, Coach Krill and Coach Barry, all of them just like keep your confidence. There's no reason getting down. The only way you can goes up, and you know, it's the biggest thing, just trying to keep my confidence.
Safe to say, I would think it came back after you hit the first home run.
100%. You know, once you get that good swing off and just hit the ball hard, honestly, it's just, you know, it's just easy to bounce back the next bat and want to hit, and that's the biggest thing.
I mean, over center field, and that has to feel good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just knowing I still got that power is just a good feeling. It's one of the things that I've worked hard for, and I'm trying to get back to where I was.
Yeah, it seemed like after your home run, things started to kind of piece together for the offense, and also on the mound, Tanner had a groove. So how important do you think that was to get off to that start?
Yeah, I think it was really important. You know, early on we've been struggling a little bit this year. You know, first inning it might go through up or down here and there, and you know, it's the biggest thing is just to get that first run. It felt good. I think it gave Tanner a boost to know that okay, we scored early on, and I think it was just one of the things. It was a confidence booster for the team to really know that okay, we got to run. We're about to get going.
Do you feel like some of the pressure on you to get a hit maybe kind of led into your slump?
Not too much. It's just at the end of the day, it's just getting a good pitch to hit, and that's the biggest thing. I try to keep my confidence and know if I get a good pitch, I'm going to hit it. Early on, swinging pitches out the zone has been my thing, but you know, just trying to really work on that lately. And I just think if I get a good pitch, I'm going to hit it hard.
And how do you work on that? Just
really, like I said, standing in bullpens. You know, we got all our starters throughout the week, and I think that's really helped me. Like before the game, I stood in, and you know, with Coach Barry, he thinks that you know it's best for me, and I trust him with everything.
Yeah, today first pitch, home run. Just I mean, what did you see on that pitch?
Yeah, I was just sitting fastball. You know, I know I ain't been hitting the ball the west. I just knew that he was going to try to come after me and get ahead, and I knew that you know if it was over the plate, I was going to get my swing off, and that's what I did.
Thanks, Chris.
Tanner, in your opinion, what's the season been like for you? Have you been pleased with it? I know it's not quite like last year, and of course last year was an insane year for anybody, but what's just been your take on this season?
I mean, I haven't been trying to get too like sped up or, you know, solely look at our record, because I prefer to look at our talent and our actual team, because the games that we lost and stuff, normally it was because we were pitching and not hitting, or we were hitting and not pitching. And I feel like that's what we were struggling with, was just getting those two to go together and play a full game of baseball. So, I mean, I don't feel like we're much different than last year. We actually got to conference last year and our record wasn't amazing. We just kind of got hot at the right time and started going around this time exactly. So I still have full confidence that we're going to just start rolling and get everything together. And I mean, if we don't, we're going to have to suffer the consequences of losing. And I mean, I know all the guys on the team hate losing, so as long as everybody feels that way, then we can just keep going and get more wins, because we're going to be more hungry.
But what about for you? I mean, solely on the mound. I mean, this is your first 10 strikeout performance this season. You had quite a few under your belt at this point last year.
I mean, so I feel like my changeup lately just hasn't been as consistent, and tonight was a night where I found it, and I found the accuracy on it. I felt like I could just throw it wherever I wanted, and I was getting the depth. I made a few adjustments in my bullpen this week to try to fix my overall strike percentage, because I feel like that's where I was really hurting myself, was just giving up free Bs, because that's really not a part of my identity. Mine's just ground balls and swings and misses if I can get them. And so that's really what I worked on. And I mean, I don't feel too much different. I feel like we're getting to the point. It just might have taken a little longer this year.
Can you just talk about Carl Sibley coming out behind you? It seems like he's been the most consistent player out of the bullpen. Just talk about his performance and how confident you are when you go off the mound that he's going to come in and help you out there.
Like when Coach Oz told me I was done, and I asked him who was going in, he said Cross. I was like let's go. That's perfect, because he's a guy that is going to go out and compete. He's not going to let guys get on for free. He's going to fill the zone up, and I mean, he gets weak contact, and that's what we want. And not to mention, I mean, his slider's looking good. Got to get swings and misses on that all day. So I feel like every time he goes in, you can expect what's going to happen, and it's not up for question. I feel like that gets the whole team behind him, because they know that he's going to go out there and fill it up.
When the game goes into the rain delay, bases loaded, 1 out, you're a little relieved that the rain delay came in at that time, and are you worried for Cross because he's coming into that situation?
I mean, I wasn't too worried, because I mean, in my eyes, I wanted to go back out there, and obviously I don't make that call. So once I found out that Cross was going in, I actually wasn't worried, because he had the advantage. He had full time in the pen to get hot and stuff. So I went and talked to him a little bit about the next 2 guys that were coming up, kind of gave him what I saw and told him about the umpire, things like that, to really boost his head. And I mean, that's exactly what he went out there and did his job. He got that ground ball that we were all praying for.
Yeah, like we were saying, 10 strikeouts, really good performance, and it kind of felt like the longer you were out there, you kind of settled to a groove. So what kind of helps you, settle to a groove on the mound when you're facing hitters?
Honestly, it's just maintaining the attacking mentality that I'm going at these hitters, and you don't ever want to be defensive on the mound. But I mean, I had a line drive right back at me, but like things like that, you can't let that phase you, because the ball's going to find a barrel at times, but you can't let it get to you. You need to just go out and trust your stuff, trust that you're going to get the swings and misses whenever it's time, and you're going to get the weak contact when it's time. And whenever they barrel you, I mean, you got to tip your hat to them. They weren't bad hitters at all. So I mean, it was a tough lineup to face, and it really showed today once they were in that late innings when they were trying to come back right there.
And just like how you opened it, kind of some losses this season, it's pitching, and it's not hitting, and vice versa. So today, kind of everything came together. As a pitching staff, as a team, how do you think that works for you guys? I
mean, I think that's perfect. That's what we needed. We needed some fire, and I think that gave us the fire we needed, just to see what happens whenever we all play together. I feel like we had those games where we did play together and stuff, and we didn't get the results we wanted, but this one kind of showed that if we go out there and we compete on the mound just as hard as we're competing in the box, I mean, nobody's going to be able to compete with us, and we're going to have a really good year.